Hello, everyone. It's Lori from Laura's World. Tonight, we are going to Vermont to talk to a gentleman. His name is Matt. He's got a story he wants to tell us and share with us to let everyone know that recovery is possible. We do recover and we heal in so many different ways, and our lives just take different paths that we never would imagine. So, I don't know a lot about him. I don't like to know too much about some people. Sometimes I don't know anything about them, and I like it that way because I want to hear the story just as you guys are. So this is going to be one of those stories. He's coming on in a little bit. He just gave me the thumbs up, and let's see what he has to say. Matt, what an honor and privilege to meet you. Thank you so much for doing this. Are you originally from Connecticut? Is that where you know
Yeah,
Maria from? Okay, so tell me a little bit
yep.
about how you got up to Vermont and what you're doing now, and about your recovery journey a little bit.
Yeah. So, I grew up down in Connecticut. Most of my partying was over in Waterbury. Did a lot of karaoke DJing. So, that's where a lot of my drinking came from. But, when I was drinking during the karaoke stuff, it wasn't really problem drinking until I couldn't cope with my divorce.
Okay.
Once that came up, I drank just to try to ease the pain.
Yeah.
And drinking led to a really rough summer when I was going through my divorce. The bottle doesn't just come with the bottle; it comes with all the other issues. It came with financial issues. It came with me sleeping around so much. It amazes me, look, in a bad way, amazes me looking back at it. And,
Mhm.
when I went to DJ, I didn't do it to go make money. I did it to drink and pick up a girl. That's the mindset I had that summer. And it's embarrassing thinking about how that summer really went. And I never ever want to treat a woman the way I did that summer. I still have a hard time forgiving myself, but if God can forgive me for everything that I did, there's no reason why I can't.
Was it just this one particular summer that just got really, really bad, and that's when you decided that you needed to do something else, or did it continue
No.
for a while?
No, it continued for a little bit after that. I'd say another 6 months or so. It just continued with that same path. And it got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore. I thought it was fun at the time, but that was just the bottle telling me those lies that, oh, this is fun. As a guy, when we're younger, especially in our teenage years and our early adulthood, we're like, man, who doesn't want to go out with 50 girls in a summer? It sounded like fun
Yeah.
until you realize what you did. But like I said, praise God, the past is the past. I drank a little bit before. I was always a social drinker, had my drunk nights, but then once I started having issues with my ex-wife, that's when the drinking took off, where I depended on it. It cost me a career, cost me a lot. So eventually I got to the point where I knew I needed to get help. January 31st of 2017, I went to my first rehab over in Middletown. Did the 19 days and did another 3-month program following that to do something a little bit longer. So I figured if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. So I graduated that program, or commenced that program, and went to a sober house. And I actually ended up, when I was unpacking my things from my old apartment in the new sober house, I found a bottle of vodka that I hid, and sure enough, downed that bottle while I was in the sober house. I made it another couple months though. Didn't tell anybody that I did it, of course, but ended up really relapsing hardcore afterwards. After moving into a friend's, and I went into my bedroom that she was letting me stay at, and in a matter of 5 days, I went through 6 handles of vodka and 5 bottles of wine. I went right back to it as if I never stopped. Brought me right back to my next rehab. Basically, 2017 was just a year of rehab. My last rehab in 2017, I ended up getting kicked out of that rehab 3 months in. I was about 4 months sober at that point, because it was a medical issue where I had to have emergency surgery in the hospital. And according to Connecticut State Husky Insurance, if you're away from your rehab bed for more than 2 nights in a row, you're automatically kicked out of that rehab. So, so I went back to the rehab to get my stuff, and I said, so what do I have to do to get back in here? And the director over there said, well, Matt, I hate to tell you, but you got to go back out there and drink for a couple of weeks and start over. I'm
Oh
like,
God. Oh my God. Oh my
what?
God. So
So,
crazy.
and
Heartbreaking.
I don't think it was his intention for me to do that. That was I don't want to
It's
bring
the law.
politics into it, but it's the state of Connecticut.
The
You know,
law.
there's
I
got to be
know.
exceptions, you know, but
Uh,
Genesis 50:20 says, you know, that God takes what the enemy meant for evil and he turns it for good. So anything bad that does happen, God turns it around and makes it good. Amen. You know, because of that situation, I gave my mother a call, you know, because I was sleeping in my car for a couple of nights after that. I had nowhere to go. Called my mom up in Vermont, and she said, "Well, come on up here. Let's try to plan for a couple of days." I got up to Vermont, got a job offer the very next day, and next thing you know, I haven't left, which was great until I realized my freedom. So I'm back at the bar, back at the liquor store, going through jobs, going through girls, but just as if I never stopped
uh,
before. I went to my last detox in February of 2020
okay.
down in Brattleboro, Vermont, and you know did a 5 day detox and decided, well, I'm going to go to my buddy's house down in Connecticut so I'm safe because I know I won't drink in front of him. And I'm calling these long-term programs. I knew I needed something residential, needed a longer-term program, and my insurance company called me back a few days after and said, by the way, we don't do anything with residential. I'm like, well, so what do you want me to do? And they said, you can do outpatient. I'm like, no, I can't do outpatient because once I'm done with that hour or two session or whatever it is, liquor store's right down the street. It's too
Yeah.
easy to just say, forget it and go, you know, get a case of the, you know what, and
Yeah.
get a bottle. And I refuse to ever do that again. So my mom, she was talking to a friend of hers who happens to be a nurse, and her friend said to her, well, I know about this place called Teen Challenge. You know, mom told me, look it up, look it up. It's a 12 to 15 month program. They don't do insurance. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good because when she told me I was already drunk again because I was rejected by my own insurance company, you know?
Right.
So I called this program at 10:30 at night on a Saturday, and the admissions guy picked up the phone on a Saturday night at 10:30 at night. And he's telling me about the program. He's telling me how long it is, how it's residential. I told him I don't have my insurance won't cover anything residential. He said, well, it's all right. We don't take insurance anyway. I'm like, so how am I going to pay for it? And he said, don't worry about it. Just get here.
What?
So I
Where and
got
where and
here.
what and this is in Vermont?
The program I'm at is in Vermont. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
So
get here. That's all he wanted you to
just
do is
get
just get here.
Yeah. So I got there a couple days later, had to get my last couple licks in, of course, you
Of
know.
course. Of course.
So I
Your
got
last
here
hurrah. I get it.
exactly. Got here drunk as a skunk.
Mhm.
I haven't showered in 5 days, and I can't even imagine how many cigarettes I smoked. My mom drove me the 2.5 hours up here to Johnson, Vermont. That was March 5th of 2020. I graduated on my 1 year anniversary this past March. And
Yay.
yeah, I'm actually going to hit for the first time in my life 20 months of sobriety on Friday,
That is
and
amazing.
it is
I got the
it's
chills.
and the blessings keep coming. You know, it's all God. You know, the blessings are coming. Ever since I graduated, I got baptized back in June. I actually got my driver's license back. By the grace of God, I got it back with 2 Connecticut DUIs. Tell me that's not a miracle. A girl that I was with 4 times in the last 11 years. We got back together. We're actually getting married on New Year's Day.
I love that. You're still living there at the place? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you now kind of counseling other people as they're coming in?
Yeah, I'm actually the admissions coordinator here at Teen Challenge now. And I asked Pastor Rick, he's our senior director here. I talked to him. I told him I really wanted to work the admissions department here because of solely because of that phone call that I made here. Because he picked up the phone at 10:30 at night. That's why I want to do this.
It's just when you get that connection is just like the greatest thing in the world because that is God. To me, that's God.
Absolutely.
There's no other explanation for it. There's no other explanation for it. Oh my goodness. Oh
You
my
couldn't be any
goodness.
more right. There is no other
Oh
explanation, and
goodness.
that's what I learned here at Adult and Teen Challenge. You know, we're a faith-based, Christ-centered program.
Okay.
That's what really did it for me.
So tell me a little bit more about your plate, like about the place. Now you've been there for, over a year. And now are you a permanent resident now since you're working there, or do you live somewhere else and you go there every day, or how does that work for you?
So I still live here now. After you graduate the program, you're given an apprenticeship opportunity. 95% of the time, you're given an apprenticeship opportunity, which lasts 6 months.
Okay.
So when you're an apprentice, you're still living on campus at the program,
Okay.
but you have some freedoms given back, like you have your cell phone back. You have money in your pocket. You get a small stipend when you're an apprentice. So this way you can start learning money management again.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not enough to go rent a place or anything, but it's enough to, you know, learn how to put some money away and still treat yourself to a movie or something
Okay.
once a week. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yes,
So learn how to
absolutely.
balance properly.
How to
After that
live.
first
How to
apprenticeship,
live.
exactly.
Yeah.
Bingo. Couldn't have said it better. And after that apprenticeship opportunity, the majority of the time you're offered a second apprenticeship, which is what I'm actually just finishing up. So, after that second apprenticeship, you're either offered a job here full time, which is what I'm actually going to be doing starting December 2nd. I'm going to be a full-time staff member here with a full paycheck, the whole nine. I'm employable again, which is
Awesome. Oh my
amazing.
God, I'm so happy for you. My heart's smiling right now. Is
Amazing.
this just for men, or is it men and women?
So up here at our campus, or every campus is not co-ed. None of them are co-ed, I should say. So the men with the men, the women with the women. So for Vermont, we have our men's program in Johnson, Vermont, and our women's program is a half hour away over in Hardwick. And the cool thing is that's just Vermont, though. Teen Challenge actually opened in 1958 down in Brooklyn, New York. Reverend David Wilkerson, the whole point was to get teenagers off the street in Brooklyn that were struggling with their drugs and alcohol. Hence why it's called Teen Challenge.
Okay.
But shortly after, adults started coming saying that they're struggling too, they need help. And over the last 63 years, the program has exploded into, in the United States, 250 campuses, at least one in every state.
No kidding. Would it be all right if I put a link up to the website for this video? Can I do that? So if people are looking for, looking to see if it's in their area, would that be all right? Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
oh,
We would appreciate that a lot.
thank you.
And actually, the God size number, I get excited. We boast in the Lord, not in us, because the Lord is what makes everything happen. Throughout the world now, 1,500 locations in 129 countries worldwide. It's amazing.
Wow. I just got the chill. It is amazing. It's amazing.
We don't do anything with insurance. The monthly fee is only $750 a month. And at least here in Teen Challenge Vermont, if you don't have the money to do it, we don't care. We're taking you in anyway, just like they did for me. I didn't pay a penny to go through this program.
That is amazing. That is
Best thing I
amazing.
ever did.
Wow, that is amazing. Do they go off do they count on some donations to help out? Is that how they be able to? Because this is such a thing that people cannot afford it. And if the insurance won't pay for this or won't pay for that, or you have to go out and get drunk again to get back into a program, that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So do they count on some donations to help run the campuses?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, we are a nonprofit organization, so the program's not out to go make $1 million like a state-run organization.
Right.
Yeah, we run off of donations. We actually have an end addiction team that goes out to storefronts like Stop and Shop, for example, or Price Chopper, things like that.
Okay.
And they're have their end addiction table, accepting donations and explaining what the program is and showing that there's hope. We're testifying about how our lives have changed so much and how much better our lives are because of God, because of what he did for me, because of what he did for all of us.
Yeah.
So we do it that way. And we also go to, there's companies that that hire us, that contract us, like Vermont Teddy Bear, for example. You know, we during the peak times of the year, like right now, in fact, we send a few guys up there and they work, and the paycheck that Vermont Teddy Bear cuts comes straight to Team Challenge, and it keeps the doors open.
Oh my goodness. I can't, I'm gonna get on their website. I gotta check this all out because this is all like this just wow, this is wonderful. Is there one in Connecticut?
Yep, we have a men's program in New Haven,
Okay.
right on Spring Street, which is actually moving. We know New Haven is not the best area,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I know.
but
We
by
love
the
you.
grace
We
of
love you, New Haven. But I know it's
yes,
a
we
little rough.
do,
Yeah.
we do. It's just yeah, but fortunately, you know, God was able to open the doors for us to buy a campus out in Moosup, Connecticut.
Okay.
So we're in the process of moving the guys from New Haven to Moosup
Who's
as
up?
we speak. They'll be fully in there before Christmas.
That's awesome. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I get so excited about recovery anyway, but this to me is music to my ears. Honest to God, because there are so many people and they just say, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, and I get calls all the time and, certain hospitals won't even take you. All right. So don't go to that one, go to this one, but you have to be drunk. I'm sorry, you got to go out and
Mhm.
get drunk. And it kills me. And then they'll say to me, oh, they don't accept my insurance at these, certain rehabs. And sorry, they don't take this, or sorry, they don't take that. And oh my goodness. And it's expensive in Connecticut, as you know, to live. So the rehab facilities are even more. And the ones that are run by the state, you have to be living in your car with no outside help, like nothing. And they're not the nicest places to be. They are not the nicest places to be. And oh, it bothers me. It just bothers me. But I am not anonymous anymore. I was anonymous for a really long time. And I just feel like being open about it, it helps to let people know that there is hope out there. And just by
Mhm.
talking to you for the last half hour, my God, I learned something different about this wonderful program. And it's just, I love it. I love it. And I thank you so much for coming on and letting us all hear what a great, great journey that you've been on the last year. I just love it.
Hey, it's my pleasure to be on. It was an honor that you had me on. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Matt. Thank you for doing this with me. Honest to goodness, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. And for those that are listening to this, if anybody's struggling, needs the help, if you're anything like me, if it's okay with you for me to say this, Laura, please,
Absolutely. Please.
please give a call. Give a call 802-760-8147. That's my admission cell number. It's going to come right here to this phone. I pick up even at 2 a.m. Been there, done that. So you need anything, give me a call. We'll do everything we can to get you here as soon as we can.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be in touch, okay?
Absolutely. God bless.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.